Hey, just wanted to talk to everybody today about managing side effects of tyrosine kinase inhibitors whenever you have ALK positive lung cancer. I spent just about 3 years on alectinib, which was my first line therapy for ALK after diagnosis. And when you're in a position that you feel like you're almost dead, anything is an improvement. Uh, I did not realize how bad the side effects were with ALK, with the alectinib. So my experience, I had a lot of neuropathy at first. I'd lay in bed at night and my arms would go numb from my shoulders down, and I'd tingle everywhere, pins and needles, hot cold sensation. And that went away after a while. But what finally settled in some very noticeable side effects that I had that I didn't truly understand that they were side effects because, again, I was just in a dead state, and anything anything minus dying from cancer is great. I was tired all the time, severe exhaustion, sleepy, and did I say tired? I just absolutely could not keep my eyes open. Uh, it was a lot to deal with. A lot of people say exercise helps, but I'll be honest, I did not feel like I could even get up to exercise. Uh, I went through the motions to get everything done I had to do for the day, chasing two small kids, plus running a business, plus working other jobs, plus preaching on the side whenever needed. I was just tired. We dealt with that. I found out that it can lower your testosterone. Alectinib could also lower your testosterone levels pretty significantly. So I was operating at the testosterone level of an 85-year-old man. So I did not feel virile at all. In addition to that, pretty severe weight gain. I battled with weight. I've always struggled with it, but I put on about 100 pounds with alectinib, and I've been battling to take it back off ever since. Um, the sun exposure with alectinib is no go for me, at least. Uh, I could be outside for about 10 minutes and come back in and feel like I had had a full day worth of sun. We took a couple beach vacations and I think one trip to Mexico. But what we had to do was we had to make sure we covered and used sunscreen, but UV approved clothing, lots of hats that cover your ears. We did the whole gambit, and still, yeah, it was a lot and very uncomfortable. Uh, Lastly, one of the big weird things that was just a quirk that really got me was my nails. They would delaminate if I let them get long enough. I play guitar, and I use my nails on my right hand for guitar, and I couldn't keep my nails long anymore. They've been long for 15 years. Enjoying playing classical guitar, and they would chip and delaminate on the end, just peel, and that really got to me. And it's those things that add up, and you don't realize it. But once I started on this new medicine, Librena, a lot of those symptoms went away. I'm fighting some new symptoms that I'm struggling with, like some brain fog, and my speech feels a little funny in my mouth. I don't know if it's noticeable on camera, but I notice it because it just feels foreign to me. But overall, I feel like a new man on this, and I hope we have a long, long long run on this medicine. Today, actually, got a call from my oncologist, and he was very pleased with this first scan that showed a great reduction in the amount of spots they see on my brain. So we'll probably do a follow-up scan in 3 months and see what that looks like. Hopefully all the spots have gone away and we don't have any little spots that pop up or stay there, so there's nothing that is showing resistance to the medicine, and maybe we can have a long run on this and I don't have a ton of issues with side effects with this medicine. That would be outstanding. But you know, everyone's different, everyone's got a different journey, and we all have a different battle to fight. But our theory and what we've done in the process of our journey through our tyrosine kinase inhibitors is we use the analogy, and my wife came up with this, I love this analogy. We use the analogy that let's say someone gave you $5 bills to spend, and you've already spent the first dollar bill on alectinib. Now granted, it's a lot more than a dollar bill, but you spent that and you only have $4 left to spend and no more. What are you gonna do? Well, we stayed on that as long as we possibly could, did extra testing to make sure that this was progression, make sure that this was cancer before we spent the next dollar. So we've moved on to Librena, and there are things coming down the pipeline. You know, fortunately we have Nuvalent that is coming on the market, hopefully. There's maybe a 5th generation tyrosine kinase inhibitor coming out of China in the next few years. We have a new class of medicines called molecular degraders that are coming out. You know, and obviously we have traditional chemo and radiation as needed. But my desire and goal is to stay off of those as long as we can. It's my heart's desire to see my children grow up and my wife grow old, and we're going to do everything we can to see that happen, and by the grace of God we'll do that. So stay tuned. Got a lot coming down the pipeline, working on editing that video or that interview that Chris Plants and I did, and we'll get that up on YouTube and give it a look. It'd be great. Follow along, please.